Hello my TPDs, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impression on this Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. I'm super excited to test this out today. This is what the packaging looks like. On one side it says metal, and then you flip it over and the other side it says matte. And I think that's super cool, very artistic. I really like this box that it comes in, and then on the back there are the shades right there. This palette retails for $39. It says it's a limited edition eyeshadow palette with 5 warm mattes and 5 Metal Crush eyeshadow shades from the sold out Metal Matte eyeshadow palette. It says the sold out Metal Matte eyeshadow palette is back and better than ever in a never before seen travel size. I think it's actually a pretty good size for a palette. This does not look travel size to me. This looks like an actual palette size. So let's open it up. Ooh, and it even has it on the front. So again, the right side up says metal, and then turn it around and it says matte. I think that's really cool. The shades are on the back, which I very much appreciate because I feel like a lot of brands don't do this, and they need to do this, is actually putting the shade names on the back. There are shade names on the back, and then you open the palette up and there's actually shade names on the front underneath each eyeshadow as well. That's super nice. I love that. It comes with a mirror. This is a pretty nice sized mirror. The palette size reminds me a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. I feel like this is a very in palette right now because a lot of these warm shades that are in this palette are very in right now. So you have one matte shade down here for every metallic shade up here. I have everything done on my face except the eyes. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and we can get started on testing out this palette. Here are the shades close up. I think they look really, really nice. I like the color selection. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do an actual complete look with just some of these colors because there's not a whole lot of matte transition shades in here, but we're gonna try. I applied some NARS concealer to my lids just to make it a clean base. I'm gonna take the shade Suede, that rhymes. Use this as a transition shade in my crease. I have no idea if these have a lot of fallout or what. I almost can't see this shade on my lid because it is the same color as my skin. So maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. But this is like the most neutral transition shade in here. They're very powdery. When I dip my brush into it, it does give a lot of kickback. Starting to see the shade show up a little bit more. I did need to go into the shade a couple times to get it to show up on my skin, but I'm liking the way that it looks so far. I've always wanted to try out Kat Von D eyeshadow palettes. I'm hoping over the next year I can start testing out more of her brand here on my channel. So I think I've built this crease shade up as much as I can. I don't know what I want to go into. This is a very bright yellow. There's no way I'm using that one. I'm gonna have to do a mixture of these two shades right here because they are the only matte darker shades in the palette. I'm gonna take just a little bit of Oak right here. I'm gonna start putting this in my outer V. In the pan, the shade looks really dark, but on your eyes, if you go in with a light hand, it actually shows up really nice and not too deep of a brown. I'm really liking how this brown is blending. I think it's blending out really nicely and it's not too pigmented. I'm gonna try and put a little bit of this velvet shade in my outer V. That added some nice warmth back into the look because the brown was kind of a cool tone brown. All right, I like the mattes. I think they look really nice. I don't know what to do next. I don't ever see myself using these bright yellow shades. I don't know. I'm probably gonna stay more in these ones over here. I'm at a loss here. There's really not that many color combinations you can do with this palette. Those are some of the really metallic shades in the palette. It didn't swatch this white because it's not a metallic. Oh, maybe it is. There's the white down there if you can see it. I'm gonna stick with the browns and maybe add a pop of yellow to the look. We'll see. I don't know if that's the wrong decision to make. So I'm gonna take this shade Synergy. It's this brown right here. These are probably one of the butteriest metallic eyeshadows I've ever played with. I'm gonna go back in and blend this out a little bit. Really like this brown shade. I think it looks really nice. I'm gonna try, I don't know if I should be overly creative with the shades that I'm using because I don't know if these shades would really go well together. Whatever, let's try it. I'm taking a little bit of the yellow and of the white shade on this little pencil brush, putting it in my inner corner. Okay, that really did not do anything. I mean, I don't think it looks horrible, but it is very hard to tell that it is even showing up. Let's do one of the colors on the bottom lash line. I'm gonna take a mixture of these two on the bottom of my lash line. First, let's go in with the metallic shade, and we're just gonna start it right here. Next, I'm gonna take the darker velvet shade. Start running that on the outer portion. I don't know if I like how this is turning out. I'm gonna blend these out just a little bit. Cool, I'm gonna do some liner and put on some mascara and I'll be right back. Here's the final eye look I came up with. I just added some tattoo liner to my top lid and put some black mascara and some black eyeliner on the bottom, and this is what I came up with. I like how you can just barely see the hue of gold in the inner corner. I think it adds something a little different to the look. Okay, I think this palette is nice. I struggled a bit with coming up with an entire eyeshadow. I struggled a bit coming up with a complete eye look using this palette. This is not going to be an all-in-one universal palette that everyone can use. It's not going to be something that you can completely do an eye look with. I did an eye look with this, but I had trouble figuring out what shades to go together because there really is not a whole lot of options with this palette. Do I think it's worth it for $39? I think if this was priced out at like $30, I could see it being worth it. If you have the money and you are willing to splurge on something that is not a universal palette, you're gonna have to use other palettes to make this one work. And then I'd say it's a really good palette. I love the formula. I think the formula is on point, especially with the mattes. I do really like the shimmers as well. Do I think you need it? No. If you're looking to diversify your eyeshadow palette collection, I think this might be a good one. I really, really love the shimmers and the mattes, but I think you can get away without using this palette. Overall, do I think you need this palette? Probably not. You probably have other palettes that have very similar shades to this. There just needs to be more matte transition shades and more matte wearable shades, because I feel like the white and the yellow right here, you cannot really fully use these and make them look good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on my future videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!